Hi, Cancer. Welcome to Pandora Astrology's monthly horoscope for July. July is going to be a month loaded with drama for you, Cancer, and it's probably going to feel rather personal, I'm sorry to say. There are going to be two eclipses this month in some very personal houses for you, and also a Mercury retrograde period, which may also feel a bit personal. So starting right away on July 2nd, we have got a solar eclipse right here in your first house of identity and self. Now, eclipses are times when life forces us to look at our shadow. And a solar eclipse in particular generally feels, it's experienced in an outer world way. In other words, it's something that other people can see happening to you. And when that occurs in your first house, it might be that you have some kind of a major meltdown and it feels even almost public, like others can see it. So you might want to stay home on July 2nd if you can. But but the main purpose, the use of an eclipse like this is to look at the sides of yourself that you don't ordinarily look at, that you ignore, that shadow side, because when there's a sort of an acting out that happens like this, it's a time to check yourself. So the other eclipse that's happening later this month is occurring on the 16th, and it's going to be in your seventh house of relationships. And I want to show it to you. There it is, the moon right here in Capricorn in the seventh house opposed the sun. That's what a lunar eclipse looks like. And a lunar eclipse is usually more emotional. So it's often experienced more in an inner world kind of a way. But this one is happening in your seventh house of relationships. So it may be that your partner has an emotional meltdown, or you have an emotional meltdown about your partnership. And also, I want to let you know that partnership can be defined many different ways. It can be your love partner, your marital partner, your business partner, or a best friend. So relationships where you feel that you are partnered may also be characterized by drama this month. And I think that Mercury retrograde is going to be giving some challenges too. Julia, do you have some thoughts on that?
Sure. Hey, Cancer. So I want to talk about your second house this month because there's some activity going on there. The second house in astrology, it relates to all of our possessions, our movable possessions. So not your house or a property you might own, that would be the fourth house, but your objects, your stuff. So Mercury is going to be going retrograde in your second house on July 7th. And Mercury has dual rulership, not just over Gemini, but Virgo. And Virgo is a very hygienic, a very clean, a very organized sign. So this might be a time where you do a lot of spring cleaning, especially regarding your personal objects and your possessions, how to organize them, what to get rid of. And then when Mercury dips into your first house after it going retrograde on the 19th, the first house being the house of self-expression, the house of just you in general, you might be trying to see which possessions you should get rid of because they might not necessarily reflect who you are anymore. Mm. They might not necessarily be encompassed in your own personal expression anymore. And Mars is going to remain in your second house all throughout the month. It enters there on the 1st. And Mars is the planet of activity. It's the planet of also anger a little bit as well. So you might throughout the month be trying to find ways to kind of assert yourself to sort of get a little bit more money. But, because Mars can have its more challenging side to it, you might have to watch out for disputes, either household disputes over money in general. Natha, what do you see this month?
Hey, Cancer, I want to talk about Venus. So Venus is going to actually cross your ascendant very early in the month. That means Venus is going to spend most of the month in your first house. And so what that means for you is that your self-presentation, your sense of even self-expression is going to feel good. You will be seen probably as more charming, as more charismatic, and this will be nice. However, because of all of the eclipse activity that Jamie was talking about, you might also find some conflict, and you'll have to assess, is the way that I'm showing up and getting attention and getting reflection and validation, do those things still feel good to me? And I think that those are valid questions for all of us to kind of touch back on periodically. And this is a really good month for you to do that, to really decide, do I still want to get the kind of attention that I've been getting? Perhaps I want to get more respect as opposed to adoration. And you'll have to see what shows up for you. And I have a feeling that you'll get some really good information about what you want more of and what you don't want any more of around the eclipse times. Jamie?
Good stuff, Natha. And it's so nice to hear, something positive, because when Venus moves through that first house, um, the charm that one radiates, it's a great antidote to those eclipses, I think. Well, that's all we have for you today, Cancer. Thanks for watching. Look for our August horoscope next month, and we'll see you around the cosmos. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.